I think for me, the fact that Mylan Graham was there, 5-star wide receiver commit, kind of, I think a bit of a surprise that he showed up, not, because he doesn't need to, he's committed, but he said he wanted to get some work in with Ryan Hartline. So he took advantage of the opportunity and continues to look really, really good. The other guy that I'll talk about would be Jordan Davison, the 2025 5-star running back, ranked the number 1 running back in the nation by some service. But he looked good as well. And he's a compact guy, over 200 pounds, just a strong lower body, but showed some quickness as well. There's also, and I didn't get his name, a running back from Sweden that came with the PPI group from overseas, and he was probably the second best running back, maybe the first best running back that I saw, but he's a 2024 kid. And so, there's no room for him in most places at this point, but he looked like he's going to make somebody happy.
They had a couple offensive linemen. Carter Lowe was there, a 2025 prospect, ranked number 143 in the country. I think Toledo Whitmer. Does that sound right, Tony? Is that where he's from? And then an offensive lineman, Micah Smith. He goes by the nickname of Champ, from Vero Beach, Florida. Kevin, did you cover him on the swing down south, or?
No, we drove through Vero, but we did not go and cover him.
Apparently, he received an offer. There was also an offensive lineman from 2026, Merrill. I didn't write down his first name. He got an offer as well. So they were very active yesterday in terms of that. Just some other notable guys. Defensive lineman Eric Mensa was there. Jarvon Hammonds from Huber Heights, Wayne, a 2024 kid. Linebacker Tarvos Alford, ranked number 104 in the country for 2025 from Florida. He was there. So, those were some of the notables that I saw and that I jotted down. But, again, with probably 400 to 500 kids there, it's kind of hard. You're looking for needles in the haystack. And then there were guys who were supposed to be there, who you think are there, but they're not there. And the usual dance, is that so-and-so? That's not so-and-so. That's so-and-so. So, nobody wears a name tag or anything like that. So they used to wear a number like a marathon runner would wear, on their front to identify them, but they don't even bother with those tags anymore. Figured, they know who the players are. But, so for us on the outside, it makes it a little bit problematic trying to put a name in a high school and a class with a particular player. But really, 2 more days of it this week, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be out there. And, should be, again, I would agree with what Tony said. It was fun to watch Mylan Graham go to work. They put all the top defensive backs who were there up against him, and he made his share of plays. It was kind of a blustery, crappy day like it is today here in Ohio. So the quarterbacks were having a little bit of difficulty, making the pinpoint accurate passes. And I don't know that the quality of the quarterbacks at yesterday's camp were anything to write home about either. So, that kind of, in a nutshell, may have sealed up what I know and what I saw for the most part.
Let me jump in. The running back from Sweden, Oliver Lundberg Coleman, ranked the number 118 running back in the 24/7 rankings, the number 2,128 player overall in the composite, but the number 1 player in Sweden. He committed to Western Kentucky last July, and he blew everybody away there. And you see, because there are coaches from the MAC there as well, so they're watching, and afterwards they're all talking to him. And I think it was a coach from Kent State or Akron was like, "How do you say ball security in Swedish?" And so, he learned how to say ball security in Swedish. The coach did, and tells another coach, "Remember that." But I think that guy, he impressed a bunch of people yesterday. Also, 2 Buckeye legacies there. Jackson Wiley, 2025 receiver from Olentangy, the son of Michael Wiley, so that the people watching can feel old. Also, 2027 quarterback Emmett Queen, the son of former Buckeye defensive lineman Heath Queen, was there as well. So enjoy your gray hair.
For the kid from Sweden, that him playing in the Stockholm Scandinavian, intercoastal league there, the quality of competition sometimes in that league is not, what you'd think of some of the other leagues in Sweden. So that may be why his ranking's a little down a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing with these PPI kids. I mean, it's not like the networks are sending guys over there, and even if you did, how do you really judge them? A lot of these European players, when they decide that American football is their future, I'm going to use Hero Canoe as an example, moved to the States. And, he played at Rancho Santa Margarita Christian or something like that, some school that I really did. And I'm from California, and I didn't really know much about the school. You have a lot of them that end up in the state of Florida as well. And at that point, you get an opportunity to maybe see them going against guys that grew up playing American football. But I never really get too hung up on the rankings of these Euro players, because even if you have them nailed at that moment you're doing the evaluation, you nail it exactly. They're drinking from a fire hose. They're learning about the game. They're learning how all of it works. And I mean, their growth is exponential in terms of where they are. They're having to do a lot of the things that a lot of these other players are learning between 7th and 8th grade, 8th and 9th grade, 9th and 10th grade. They're having to learn very much later in the process. So, it's always good to see the Euro tour out there. I mean, Brandon Collier, who runs this PPI event, does a great job with it. I want to go back and answer a question and mix it up with my friend Justin Courtney. I think it was Big Sim who was asking, does Ohio State have an opportunity of landing Brandon Baker? The answer is absolutely. Ohio State absolutely has a chance of landing Brandon Baker. Now, does that mean that Ohio State is suddenly going to forego his visit to Oregon and anything else? No, it doesn't mean that at all. And Ohio State, certainly riding the high post-visit and everything else. But to say that Ohio State doesn't have a legitimate shot at him coming right off of the heels of his official visit is just dishonest. I mean, Ohio State absolutely has a shot there. If you ask me right now to take Ohio State or the field, I'm probably taking the field. But I mean, it's not by much. I think Ohio State did a lot of good work there.